Have you ever wanted a less convenient e-reader that you can write on? Well, introducing the Kindle Scribe. It is the first Kindle that you can write on. It comes with a stylus. Comes with a stylus, not like the Remarkable where you have to buy it separately, which was $50 US, but now is like 80 or something. Fact check that, 70 or 80. So the one that we got has 16 gigabytes of storage. That is the minimum. That compared to 8 gigabytes on the Remarkable 2. To be fair, the Remarkable 2 is pretty old at this point. And then we've got the premium pen, which is $30 more. The difference with the premium pen is that it has a shortcut on it, so you can switch between pen, highlighter, and eraser. And I think that's actually, has an eraser on the back. Excellent. Why can't I just pull this out? It's so, it just looks easy, but it's not. Hello? It's like a little file folder inside there with like these little sections. I'm trying to pull on them. Just can't do it. I think this was meant to be like this, but someone got there first. Was there a squirrel in here? What is this? Was my wife here? Seriously, like trying to pour a bowl of cereal with a box that she opened, it's just like goes everywhere. It's coming out the side, it's unbelievable. No amount of conversations about it will change your behavior either. I just think I have to live with. This is the tablet itself. I'm gonna set that aside, but I have comments. Looks like a little quick setup guide. For Australian customers, this is gonna be a selection of replacement tips for the stylus. Let's see, yeah, it opens that way. Ooh, what's this ring thing? Just can't not make a Lord of the Rings reference. The Remarkable's replacement tips had a cool thing where there was a little slider in here to help you remove the tip on the existing tip installed on your stylus. I don't know how to get this out, just pull? Is there such a thing on here? Is that what this is for? Oh, I put it in pinch? Ha! Metal. I guess I can't just stab it on like I could with the Remarkable setup. You just put it in like this. There we go. Pen tricks. Yeah, I can do them. What else? Is there anything else in there? No. We got a little charger here. Got another charger. It's USB A to C, and there's a C charging port. Right. Speaking of, there's a button over here. That's like the. Yeah, that's the lock sort of button. Kind of weird to have the charger. Is it weird to have the charger over there? It's kind of sticking out the bottom if you go in landscape mode, but I feel like the default would be portrait, so maybe it would be over there, but I can see why they would want everything on the same side. But that's the engineer's problem. That shouldn't be my problem. Yeah, this is clearly the default. Look, there's the logo. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because you charge these so seldom. They advertise the battery as lasting weeks. It depends if you're just reading or writing. Depends if you have Wi-Fi on or off, but I mean, I have had times where I'm reading with this thing plugged in because like you just don't use it for a month and then you want to go read on your lunch break or something. I think it's more forgivable than on a phone or even a tablet like an iPad or an Android tablet because you just plug in so seldom with these. Also has these little feet, which is kind of weird. They're not really in the way of your fingers when you're holding it in any kind of reasonable way. Even if I put it into my palm, I just can't feel it. Makes it non-slip on the table, and there's no rocking, and it's not getting scuff up the back, so I guess they're appreciated. I wonder, I feel like someone fought for those to be on here. Other people were like, you're crazy, but we'll let you have this one. It's very thin. I would say it's like less than a 1/4 inch thick. It has a thicker kind of spine on this one side. Seems like that's a kind of cool place to hold it, but it actually might make it harder to turn pages. We'll try that in a little bit. Definitely gonna be bigger than your typical cheapo tablet. So, you know, if you got bad eyesight, you can really get in the zone here. Let's turn it on, check it out. Right after this message from our sponsors. Thanks to Vessi for sponsoring today's video. Christmas season is upon us, which means it's time to stay warm and stay dry. Vessi says that their shoes are 100% waterproof, keeping your feet dry in the wettest of weather. Their lightweight and easy to pack sneakers offer you reassurance when the snow and rain start coming down, thanks to their Dymatex material. Vessis are also the perfect gift under the tree and on your feet. Check out their holiday sale at vessi.com/shortcircuit or use code ShortCircuit at checkout if you just missed it for 15% off and free shipping to select countries. All right, let's start with notebooks. That's the difference with these, right? So by tapping the plus icon, where's that? Up here? You can also add folders to keep your notebooks organized, and your notes can be multiple pages. Okay, so templates, you got blank, you got regular lined, there's different graphing people. Oh, that's like a spreadsheet one, interesting. I'm gonna go with this big fat learn how to write. Take notes on your Kindle. To turn the page, swipe anywhere or use the pointer tool to tap the sides of the screen. Okay, so just like other e-readers, the screen is divided into regions. And so tapping like this third will like turn the page that way, tapping this one will turn it that way. Writing tools, there's 3 writing tools. There's just pen, highlighter, and eraser, but there are different sizes or girths, if you will, of the pens. Undo and redo, very standard stuff. Can I just swipe? New page, see my little thing went away. Whoop, we're back. And if I hit my pen, do I get different? There we go, 5 gradations. Let's go fine, because you are so fine. I don't know why I wrote that. Speed-wise, it feels pretty good. I remember when I used the Remarkable, when you draw a line like that and lift off, you can see your stroke complete once you've already lifted off the page. The latency was improved for Remarkable 2. There is still some bit of a lag, but I think that this screen is probably a bit clearer. It's the same clarity that you see on the other entries in the lineup. It's about 300 PPI. Let's see what I can do with shading though. Because on the Remarkable, the tip understands it when it's tilted and will kind of draw a little differently. No, that is like the exact same stroke. It doesn't matter. Oh, do I have an eraser on here? Heck yeah. It shows you, is that like a preview of erasing? You can see what's going to be erased and then it like actually erases after. See how the lines of the page are more visible after I lift off? Is that a feature or a bug? It's kind of bizarre. I want to check out how light you can draw, because that was one of the things on Remarkable. You couldn't do a very, very light stroke without it cutting out and being like a dotted line. Yeah, you kind of get, there's a limit. You can see that's like becoming a broken line, or it's just not even doing anything. Right now I'm just gliding on the glass. I don't seem to be able to do any kind of like different lightness or like strength of shading. But I guess that's not what their target is for this. They just want you to be able to write little construction layouts and quick math notes and stuff. Now, where am I supposed to put this pen? I think there's a magnetic side somewhere. There it is. That's on there pretty good, to a decent degree. The cool thing about this pen is you don't need to charge it at all. How does that work? Whoa, there's a dark mode? What does that look like? Okay, that's cool. It's kind of just the photo negative. I appreciate that. There are 16 different gradations of gray levels on this tablet. So that actually makes it useful for not just reading books, but you can read comic books because there's gonna be some grayscale there. Obviously it's not color, but it definitely makes it more feature rich and usable. Let's see if this button is worth $30. Click. What am I shortcutting to? I'm still not highlighting. Do I have to map it or something? One thing that's cool with this screen is you can actually change the color temperature of it, which is something they have on their other Kindle, like Paperwhites and stuff. So you can go from a cool blue all the way to like orange, which is nice if you're reading in bed, which you should do. It's terrific. You're not supposed to do that though, but you can if it's orange, right? And unlike the cheapest e-readers that I always get, that rely on me having a light turned on, this actually has LEDs underneath. I believe there's 32 of them under the screen. So because it's e-ink, you can use this completely without the LEDs being on. But with those LEDs, you can read in the dark and you can adjust the brightness to, there's 0 and up to 24, which would probably be too bright for my bedroom. The thing that's cool is that you don't need like a super amount of brightness to be able to read in a sunny outdoor environment, because reflective screens like e-reader screens, even without LEDs, they work great in those environments. So the brightness is just a bonus. Like the other Kindles, they have like a matte anti-glare kind of finish. Not much to say about that. This is quite satisfying. What have I drawn? What is that? Is it a box? Is it a book? Is it pointing towards you or away from you? No one knows. Pen shortcuts. The default's like 0? Like the default's nothing? Or no, it says it's highlighter, but I couldn't get that working. Oh, you can shortcut tool to a sticky note. So that's for when you're reading books and you want to, I want to test this in a second. I don't think you can just mark up books and PDFs and stuff, but you can add sticky notes to them. Yes. Oh, what the? I think that's the highlighter. It's not that you toggle to it, you hold it down to switch to it and then release to go back to your other pen. That's what's going on. Kind of nice though, I guess that's kind of fewer actions. Oh wow, now it's in left-handed mode. And it'll also flip. If I go like this. Rotate. No? It rotated this way before. Okay, it'll flip that way. But not this way? Fair enough, I guess. Let's read some books. It has all the Kindle functionality for getting documents onto it, and you can upgrade the storage from 16 gigabytes to 64, which is just huge for documents. Tap on the page to place your note exactly where you want it. I rarely drank. Yeah, right. Oh, handwritten, what's text? Oh, I can just go like this. It's kind of asymmetrical because it has a wider bezel in this hand, so it's offsetting where you're holding that keyword, which is a little bit weird. What if I flip it this way? Will it rotate now? It only rotates 180. So frustrating. I think I honestly would be just better off going like this. Can you see what I wrote? It's like, they don't have autocorrect, I guess. Brutal. So that's the sticky notes. What if I use my shortcut and then tap, or I hold it while tapping? There it is. Tap it while hold. What about highlighting though? Can't I take my highlighter and highlight on the page? That sucks. That's so stupid. I could see that there would be technical hurdles that you would have to accomplish if you wanted to be able to just mark up any document that you brought onto your Kindle. Like they might have to make a completely new file, like kind of a daughter file to save alongside of your books and stuff like that. I could see why you wouldn't be able to mark up that file directly in it. Like Steve Jobs would have figured that out. And they didn't figure that out, so it feels kind of like an incomplete product. You would expect that like the purest form of a Kindle you can write on would be highlighting stuff like this instead of swiping, writing in the margins. Like the sticky notes is cool too, but I wanna be able to mark this up like a pen on a damn book, and I can't. Not only that, you can't even use sticky notes on manga, magazines, or newspapers. So at that point, you just have a big Kindle. You know what would be nice? If you could map the back button to the pen, because it's kind of annoying to have to swipe down or go back that way. What other settings do we have in here? Warmth schedule. So you can actually change whether the LED is blue or orange according to a schedule. So I'll turn that on. You can set time yourself, or you can have it timed to the sunrise and stuff. I guess the schedule you're setting is just like, what time do you want this brightness to be active? Oh, but then you need to allow location access. Yeah, that makes sense. There couldn't just be a drop-down menu and I just pick Vancouver, like time zone or something. No, we'll just take the data instead. Display size. There's just two options, big and less big. I thought there would be like a sliding scale. It's not that much bigger. But yeah, send me a PDF and we'll see if I can write on it. Using the email below, that's what you want. Okay, can I mark this up? Yes, I can write on a PDF, thank God. And can I write a sticky note on this? I can highlight, I can erase. I don't know what this hand is still. I think we figured out what the hand tool is. So if I'm in here writing, I'm just drawing, but if I turn my pen into a hand and I swipe, now I've turned the page, and if I tab up here, now I get that. So turn your pen into a finger. Another way to do this is to go like this. Or if you got two of these, which is quite a privilege, go that way. It doesn't even work. Oh, okay, that's page one. I think it's a decent product. I think that the Remarkable 2 is superior in some ways, though it is older. It looks just as cool in premium. It looks a little different than this. It has some features that this could stand to gain, although you are up against Amazon's, the whole Kindle ecosystem, and buying a book on Amazon and just sending it directly to your Kindle, all that stuff is really cool. But in terms of the drawing, I don't think they're that different, and Remarkable has some drawing features that are cool. And it's like 20 bucks cheaper at this point if you get the basic pen on that one. But being a newer device, this seems a bit faster, although it's not that fast. And it has more storage, which is cool. I don't think this is too unruly or unreasonable to use as an e-reader. The Remarkable's probably, I think it seems a little bigger and is kind of stupider as an e-reader. You could still easily take this along in your bag or in your suitcase on a trip, but you're not gonna put it in like a jacket pocket or easily have it on the bus or something like that. But if you have any bag with you, you're good to go. Yeah, one thing I wanted to try though is what the turning of pages is like when you're holding it in your left hand. Because it seems like it affords left hand holding since it's thicker on this side. That's going forward. I think that's okay. Unless you're the type who likes to tap. But why not swipe? It's a world of swipes we live in. When you go from the $300 for the Remarkable 2 plus at least $80 for the pen, you're at $380, whereas the opening price for this is $340. Oh, this is kind of a good fidget toy. So who should get this? Should you get this instead of a cheap Android tablet? Really depends on your focus. If you really want it for the note-taking and the reading, I probably would just go for this. You can do those things on an Android tablet, and you can do a lot more as well, but they're not gonna be as sleek. They're not gonna have the battery life. You're not gonna be able to read outdoors as easily. So I don't think this is a bad product by any means. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, maybe check out the Remarkable coverage we've done. And we also had Sarah host a video on one of these e-screen drawables too, so check that one out.